Lucha Underground serves up another Slam Jam episode, courtesy of Mundo and somebody new. Welcome back, everyone. This is J-Bone, and this is my review of Lucha Underground Season 2, Episode 5, The Machine. And as always, just as I'm about to kick this off, you know who shows up. Gotta help me with this one too, hey buddy? Like I said, I don't know how he knows, but whenever I do these now, he just shows up. It's absolutely hilarious. So, let's get into this, shall we? Alright, whiskey. What a stinker. We get a look inside Vampiro's dojo, and he talks about, we get a little backstory to Vampiro. It's kind of interesting about how Vampiro is like a personality that was buried by Ian Hodgkinson. I want to make sure I say that correctly. In dealing with Pentagon Jr. actually drew that other personality out of him, and then sums it up at the end by saying that together nothing can stop them, not even Katrina. And it was just, oh man, it was the segment was creepy as heck, and Pentagon Jr. is like, he's like meditating in the middle of the dojo, and Vampiro's pacing around him, and yeah, great segment, just a great segment. These are so much fun to watch, how they're filmed and everything. And we get 4 matches in this episode. This is just crazy action in this one. Kicks off with Evans introducing himself in the ring, takes the mic from Melissa Santos. He's like, "Here, let me do this." And whiskey, you're such a stinker. Puts himself over to the crowd. Okay, see ya. Had to make his appearance. And he introduces himself as he does some rhyming, and puts himself over as the Dragon Slayer. And he's like, "If a dragon shows up, don't worry." It's so funny. This guy is great. He's so annoying, but so cool. So we have Jack Evans versus PJ Black, and 2 guys that are, you put them next to each other and you look at how they wrestle, and they're pretty well even in the ring. And then towards the end there, Drago comes down and distracts Jack Evans. And in the process of going back and forth, Drago comes down, and the mask he had on, oh my god, it was like one of those like satanic goat masks. It just looked sick. And he took that off, and he missed PJ Black by accident. And then Evans ends up getting the win, and it leaves PJ Black in the ring, and he's got the nunchucks of Drago that he came down to the ring with, and he's looking at him, and he throws them, and just the look on his face was like, man, he's like, I lost. I lost to Jack Evans, and you could tell there was a mutual respect but now he just made another enemy with Drago. So I think this is where we're going to see the team up of Jack Evans and PJ Black in the near future. Because of that mutual respect, but now they both want to take out Drago. So I can't wait to see what happens there in the near future. Next, this is priceless. We get a promo from Famous B, and we haven't seen him yet this season. And he's got his white suit on, and he's looking like a car dealership because he's got the little flags in the background. And he's like, "Are you tired of not getting recognized?" And he tells you to call this number 423 get fame, and he says how he can turn you from a jobber into a robber, and they'll steal the spotlight. And I'm like, oh, this is cheesy. This is awesome. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call the number. So check this out.
Thank you for calling 423-GET-FAME. That's 423-GET-FAME. To talk to me, Famous B. Leave me a message and tell me why you think you've got what it takes to be my next client. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be in touch to make you famous like me, Famous B.
You can leave him a message. I haven't left him a message yet. But that is rich. Maybe I actually will leave him a message, and I'll try to get him on my channel for an interview or something like that. We'll see in the near future. But that'd be great. So, it's interesting. It seems like he was like more of a talent, in-ring talent this year. Is he going more for like managerial, looking for clients that he can help, So this is great stuff. He reminds me of like a young Teddy Long, almost like JTG without all the yo. It's like great stuff though. So we'll have to see who he can help make famous. All right. Next we have Killshot versus King Cuerno, and talked about how Killshot wants some revenge because they faced off last season. I forgot about that. And Cuerno, got a win on him, and sure enough, he got a win on him this time too. But there was no title involved, so it's really interesting how he's not defending his title, and or giving people chances at it. And he gets him with the thrill of the hunt to finish him off. And then Phoenix surprises him in the ring, and of course, Cuerno takes off. And next we have a gauntlet match between Tejano versus Chavo and the Crew, and which consists of Cisco and Cortez Castro, aka Officer Reyes. And this was pretty entertaining. This was fun to watch. He took out Cisco with a super kick immediately, and dropped him like a sack of potatoes and pinned him. And then he beats Cortez Castro with a sit-down powerbomb. And then his part with Chavo is, you could tell, Tejano's starting to get winded. And then Cisco jumps up on the ring, distracts him. Cortez trips him with Tejano's own bull rope. And Chavo, as he got his foot pinned down, off the, just off the apron, Chavo pins him. pins Tejano and he gets a win. So yeah, you could tell this feud's gonna go on for a while. You know, the whole Tejano versus Mexico feud. And next we get a really interesting promo of Black Lotus and Dario Cueto. They're still outside that building where they've got Matanza locked up, Dario's brother. And he tells a story about how his mother was just Diablo, a devil, just evil, and used to beat Dario and his brother. And finally, he just couldn't take it anymore, and his brother hit her, came up from behind and hit her with that bowl that he's holding over and over and over again. And he said from that day on, Black Lotus says, that's horrible. And Cueto's like, no, it was a great memory, because that was when I discovered how much I loved violence. And it was just creepy as hell. So, I've got a feeling they're going to show back up at the temple soon. It's going to be interesting. We'll have to see. We'll see how long it takes for them to get back to the temple. Just watching kitties. Okay. Next, we have Pentagon Jr. is in the ring, and Katrina's walking through. This is like a backstage thing, no crowd around. Katrina's walking through, and he says that he wants to punish Prince Puma. And she's like, why should I do anything for you after what you did to Mill? And he's like, because I can do the same thing to you. And they both start sparring, and then all of a sudden, he's got her in his finisher, and he's ready to break her arm. And then poof, she disappears. She's on the other side of the ring in the corner, and she's like, okay, next week you can have Puma. So we're going to get Pentagon Jr. versus Puma Part 2 next week. And as she's walking away, she poofs again, and she's outside the ring walking away, and she goes, by the way, you putting your hands on me was the biggest mistake you ever made. So it's going to be interesting to see what she does to Pentagon Jr. to get him back. Is she going to get the Disciples of Death on him, or is Mill going to come down from his almighty throne on high, broken arm and all, and punish him? Or maybe his arm isn't all that broken. We'll have to see. Great segment, though. Then we get the headlining match, the fourth match, Mundo versus Cage. And Mundo's great, man. I love his new outfit. It's that it's this classic look, with the big crosses. But he had like the new pink trench coat. It's great. I love it. And he flips off the crowd. He's such a great heel. Just awesome. And in this match, I'd say is my favorite move of this whole episode in the ring was the setup springboard corkscrew that he put on Cage, and it was just beautiful. I mean, it looked a little shaky when he jumped to the second rope. It was like, oh my god, what is he going to do? Is he actually going to pull this off? But the jump then was flawless. It was great. And these two going back and forth was so much fun to watch. It really did feel like a main event. And, the crowd was totally behind it too. Then we get a surprise. Taya, someone new from AAA, Mexico, sneaks in, and in one corner of the ring where they were, or the opposite corner, excuse me, puts a lead pipe, runs around to the other side, gets the ref distracted, then Cage is distracted, and then Cage turns around, and while she's still distracting the ref, Mundo picks up the lead pipe, just clocks Cage totally, knocks him out, and then gets the pin on him. And then they humiliate him some more, slap him around, and Taya hits him with the, what they call it, berserker boots. That must be like one of her finishers or something like that. And and then Mundo hits his finish on him. Just a great ending to an in-ring vet heel like Mundo really shined in this match. He's just proves why he's as good as, he backs up his stuff. He really does. Then we get Cuerno coming into Katrina's office, and he's like, I'm tired of Phoenix. I want to, he says he wants to fight Mill next week. And Katrina's like, no, that's not going to happen. I already set up a match for you. You're going to defend your Gift of the Gods championship against Phoenix. And, he wanted a chance at the championship. And, man, that's going to piss off Katrina. So she's probably going to screw him somehow. So we get Pentagon Jr. versus Prince Puma Part 2 and the Gift of the Gods championship match between Cuerno and Phoenix. Oh, and it's a ladder match. Cue the Dario Cueto screaming, ladder match! So that does it for this episode. Man, I can't believe how good this season is so far. I was a little worried about this season and how it would go, but man, every episode is just completely knocked it out of the park. And we're going to cut this off before one of my other kitties attacks me here. So, hey, thanks for watching.